We've talked about all these different recovery modalities. So what? What should we do? Well, my personal recommendation, according to all the literature that I reviewed in preparation for this episode, and in accordance with everything that we know, is going to be this. Say that you had your practice or your aerobic or your strength training workout, whatever it is that you want to recover from. Well, the first priority is going to be consume a high carb and a high protein meal, as well as to rehydrate with water and electrolytes. Those things are going to set the foundation for everything else that happens here. If you don't have carbs and protein and water and sodium and potassium, the electrolytes that you need, you're not going to recover well. So step one is your nutrition. High carb, high protein, high water and electrolyte meal post-exercise. Step two is going to be heat therapy, whether you prefer sauna or whether you prefer hot tubbing. Now, if you are a male, there is some evidence that extreme heat could actually lower a male's sperm count, and so it is common practice to kind of put some sort of a cold, an ice pack or something on the testicles so that they are not affected by the extreme heat environment that you are in. But do that or don't, whatever you prefer, whatever stage of life that you are in. But that can definitely be an implication for heat therapy. But heat therapy is awesome. Vasodilation effects are incredible. Blood flow. We've talked about the growth hormone and testosterone release from the stress response. Heat therapy is going to be my step number 2. Step number 3 is going to be some sort of active recovery. And again, this is not very hard. Probably don't need to do very much of it, but definitely active recovery helps with blood flow, and it can really, really help with delayed onset muscle soreness as well. And if you're sore, you might not be performing as best as you hope to do in the next practice or exercise that you have. So for all those reasons, step 3 is active recovery. Step 4 is going to be stuff like massage or compression garments as needed. Now, that is really just for if you're experiencing that delayed onset muscle soreness and you want to have those pain relieving effects so that the muscle soreness goes away and that you can perform just from the sake of, pain relief, then massaging, foam rolling, compression garments, and things like that as needed for pain and muscle soreness is step number 4. And step number 5 is sleep. Get high quality sleep in accordance with the tools that I have laid out for you just previously. And then things like extreme cold exposure, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. You need to be saving those things for game day, race day, injury recovery, and things like that. If you have this, extreme performance day that is not your typical training, usually that means a game day or a race day, then the cold exposure and the anti-inflammatory over-the-counter medicine can definitely be a great tool for you to get back to your baseline so you can get back in the swing of your training. However, they should not be things that you are routinely doing. If you are interested in the deliberate cold exposure for building your mental fortitude and discipline, or just, increasing your body's response of catecholamines and, adrenaline, epinephrine, then what I'd recommend is a cold shower, because it's probably not going to be so cold that it blunts your body's, exercise recovery response, but it probably is going to be enough that it signals your fight or flight and you get those benefits that you were hoping for.